morning, folks. It's the 7th of April 2016. Remember the other day Kathy and I were out putting the summer stuff out and getting it all ready because it was springtime? Yeah, right. The snow gods aren't done with us yet. Anyway, this is the pond. As you can see, we've had some snow. And the fishies, I guess, are gone back into hibernation again. So, what do? You gotta grin and bear it. So I think Friday, tomorrow, this is Thursday, so tomorrow it's supposed to be warm. And then Saturday, I think it's going to be double digits, so it's going to be 11 or 12 degrees Celsius. So that'll make this stuff go pretty quick, and plus we're going to have a bit of rain with it. So let's head into the shop and I'll show you what we're up to.
Where are you to? I can hear you, I can't see you.
Over yonder.
Over yonder.
Hey, for anybody who's looking for a place to put their Smurf gloves, that's a magnetic holder you can get at Princess Auto.
Oh, slick.
$10.
Oh, I didn't know it was magnetic.
Yeah, you can put it in different places. And, you know, if you got a steel plate in your head, you can stick it on the back of your head.
Oh, yeah.
And just go and pull a glove out. Hey?
Handy.
Handy, yeah. So anyway, yesterday we had that friggin' storm.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent the day in here, well, not the full day, but fabricating. We had a GMC or a Chevy Denali in here.
Yep.
And what, 32,000 kilometers on it, and pretty well every wheel on it had a leak, and we found out that it was corrosion around the valve stem of the aluminum wheel.
Yeah, that was sad.
Well, I mean, what do you expect for $70,000? You know, like, people want stuff to last for 2 years when they only pay $70,000 for it.
Oh, that's not too much to ask.
No, you know. Anyway, so we ended up getting that fixed. Yes, it was under warranty, but he never had time to bring it to the dealer, and the dealers are usually 1, 2, 3 weeks before you can get it in, right?
Yeah.
So he needed today to go on a trip. So anyway, we ended up doing it for him. And we still got the dump truck down there. We're going to do a little video on that, show you what we're up to with that. But if you want to come over here, we'll show them what we got done with that. The customer who owns the dump truck, he owns a lot of equipment. He basically wanted some reverse lights put on the dump. Now, I'm not really a fan of adding anything to a dump of a truck, because anything that protrudes on a dump truck usually means it's a target to get torn off. So what I did is I made it as heavy as reasonable. That's a 1/4 inch plate. So what we did is we got some 1200 lumens LED lights. This plate is going to be welded to the dump on a bit of an angle, but you can change the angle here, but not here. It's going to be pointing down by just a little bit past the wheels, probably 20 feet past the wheels. And then the steel guard, which is all 1/8 plate, or 1/4 plate, except 1/8 in the back, and a mesh in the front. And when it's together, it will look like this. It's a heavy unit. And of course, if you want to service it, all you do is simply remove the outer bolts, pull it off, and you can service your light. And what I did is I just put a ground stud in here. Now, I'm not too particular about the painting on this one, because you're not going to see it, but outside it's okay. And I just put a ground stud in here, so that means I only got to run one wire out to the reverse light switch, or the reverse lights itself. So that's what we're doing there. You'll have to pause for a second. I'll go get a light, and then I'm going to show them what we're doing on the truck. So the other day we had a customer come in here, and he said he got chassis problems with his truck. Well, it's not too serious. So he asked me if I'd be interested in them. We've done quite a lot of them here. Things got a tendency to rust here. On a quiet night, you can hear things rust in Newfoundland. So I'm going to switch on my light, my Milwaukee light.
Ooh, you shine it in our eyes.
Yeah, and then we'll show you what he's talking about. So you'll have to come under here and look up here. Just back here. See what happens? It all eats out, and of course the problem here is you got fuel lines that's looking pretty shaky as well.
Right.
Somebody had put a brake line on it last year at another shop. I'm not a real fan of the way this stuff is done because I don't like to see a lot of joins. And I certainly don't like to see the spring, that coil spring on the outside of the brake line. The only reason why that spring is there is to allow the pipe to be bended easier, but it also creates a problem. Mud and corrosion and everything gets inside here and causes that to rust out prematurely. So I'm not a fan of a lot of joints. So when we do brake lines, we do them pretty well all one piece where we can. This here will all be cut out and all new plates put in here. And the other side is just starting, you can see. So I'm going to do this side as well for him. So, but then he ran into another problem.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, the other problem was he totally lost his brakes. So, watch your head. Come on over here. And if you look up there, look at the brake lines.
Oh yeah.
Gone.
Nasty.
And I'm going to tell you now, you might have to go in here again. Don't step in that oil. And where these are too, they're right up here. Get your camera and look up here. Might have to go in that angle.
Let's see.
Hang on there. Let's see if I can see it. That's where they're too. And I'm going to tell you, folks, that's not fun.
Don't look like fun.
No, that's not fun. I won't be filming it because we try to keep this pretty well PG at worst and general at best. It'll far, by the time this is done, it will well beyond PG. It will probably be C as criminal.
Well, maybe there's no rating for it yet.
Criminal.
Oh, criminal.
Yeah, C for criminal, right? And downright nasty, you know, in brackets. So, now it won't be that bad, but you know, you gotta take your time and muck at it. There's a little bit of snow left in the box. And that's the torturous snow, because if you look there on the floor, there's one little drip, 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 and that will be my torture test for today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because wherever I got to work, supposing I got to work in the glove compartment, that water is going to find a way in my ear.
Absolutely.
Down here, just to show you what we're into, if you look at the bleeder lines, look how bad they are.
Oh boy.
So this is the things that you have to contend with. I'm going to even replace this because, well, if I can't get that bleeder out, I'm more likely going to have to replace that wheel cylinder. And if I go to replace that wheel cylinder, well, the nut that's holding that brake line on is definitely gone. So this is what I'm into. So it's never as easy or as straightforward as it appears. You can see the rust on the nut here, look, for the brake line. So it's just as well to do it and make it safe for the customer. So I'm going to start at it. We're expecting Luke is supposed to come in later on, eh?
Oh yes, he said he'd be in later this morning.
Maybe we'll get Luke to do a cameo with parents or something. We'll tell the folks what myself and Luke have been up to.
Okay.
Okay, we'll be back. Turn on.
Stop asking if the mic's turned on. The mic is on.
Cool. Anyway, I was going to show you. I use steel brake lines for do that, and I use this system here for doing the flares. That's a hydraulic system, and there are some of my flare nuts. No, I don't use compression fittings. They're only used on copper lines or whatnot. But I use those type of flare nuts, you know. So, and of course, if there has to be a join, there'll be a union used, but I try to keep those to a minimum. So, just wanted to show you what's involved. These here I featured before on a video, and they're basically just for straightening these things out. They're in a roll, so any of you who've tried to get these straight, it's almost impossible. But with these things here, you put it through the machine, you pull on, and it comes right straight on the wire. So just thought I'd show you that.
Are you making out with it?
Oh, the wheel cylinders are pretty well eat away, they're gone. So it's not safe. So
You might have to replace those.
Good morning.
Morning, people.
Look, he comes bearing gifts.
Gifts. Oh.
Hey, how are you?
Good morning.
They are kind of cameras.
What the fires?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, because you have to go right down by the road to get them.
Yeah, that's crazy for you guys. So if Kathy wants her flyers.
We usually call a courier to pick them up and bring them up.
Well, Luke's doing it for free.
Well, we had people actually email and say it was good to see Luke on video again.
Yes,
Wasn't
we
it?
did, yeah.
You getting popular, buddy?
Jesus, I gotta start getting the cut now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So you can have half of what we get. So half of nothing is half of nothing.
Half a nutting, yeah. How much is half a nutting?
Look, bring in coffee and everything, eh?
What a nice guy.
Just in
Thank
case
you.
anybody else locally is watching, this is how you sweet talk us.
It's an exchange for knowledge.
Hey, speaking of knowledge, he's taking some welding courses here. Eh?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
He had one full day in.
Yep.
Did good, too.
He done better welds in the first hour than I seen here on a vehicle last week that was done in a professional shop.
That's incredible.
Keep
Yay.
going, keep going.
Didn't I? Oh, I sent you pictures.
No,
didn't
Joe, I know that, that was a
put,
mess.
and I put the pictures on Facebook.
Yeah.
And he did better welds in the first 3 hours than a professional business did. Well, I suppose I can't call it professional, but I mean, it's pretty bad, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, if I say my weld was better, it was bad.
Wow.
And it got funny there for a while because Luke has this, his own MIG welder, and he was using flux core. Now, I'm not a real fan of flux core. So anyway, he was using the flux core there for a while, and I said, well, I'll break out the big old Miller with just a wire and the steel rod in it. So anyway, of course I laid it down on the table. Of course Luke was had his mask on, he was grabbing different ones, and boy, this is not working the same way as it did the last time. Luke, you're using mine.
I knew it sounded and felt better.
Yeah.
Hey,
so-
did you notice the scrap metal that you had there in your
You know what? You
Someone
welded a
was
piece of
hurt.
scrap metal that's still there somewhere, and a fella came in the other day and wanted it for art.
Or you picked
No
it up,
way.
yep.
He picked it up. And
He
went
liked how it was welded.
Don't plant seeds in my head now.
Wow.
Honest to
yes,
God.
honest
See
to
all
God.
these adds up.
It was
Honest to
amazing. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, you know, if he only had to start this 2 years ago, we wouldn't have had to sub out that $50 million ferry to Fogo Island. We'd have got him to build it. Sure, no matter how you built it, it would have been better than that.
Yeah, that's
Sure, that's
right.
always in dry dock.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is though.
Okay?
True.
So you got something, oh yes, you know the rapid remover?
Yeah.
Well, you're always giving me stuff when you get it in, so here's your own bottle of that. Look.
Oh jeez. Well, thank you very much.
All you got to do is, like, when you take off anything sticky,
Yeah.
you can just spray it on there. 60 seconds, it'll lift.
Really?
Yeah. Now I don't know if you happen to poo in the bed or something. I don't know if that'll. You know,
Well, that lifted.
Well,
I don't know if it'll lift it. But I mean, I tell you what, if we're pooing in the bed, try it.
And let us know if it works.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it the other day, the big jug.
And you got something for him too.
Yeah, I got a couple
Jeez, I
of
gotta come by more often.
on top of my iPad, Paul.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's good. I brought it to
Yeah,
show you.
that's good.
Remember,
Yeah, you got
before
that.
Jamaica, you sent me the link for those leak drives? Those portable drives for
Oh,
iPads.
yes. Yeah.
Finally
Oh,
remembered to bring it in.
perfect.
Was it 60 gigs? Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool gadget, isn't it?
So Luke got this thing with the Punisher. He loves the Punisher, right?
Yes.
So when Kathy did a couple of these custom ones for you, look with the guns.
Oh, excellent. Thank
So you
you.
put them on your welding machine,
Oh, right on.
right? Because they look really good against the blue.
Right on. Thank you, Captain.
Yeah, you're
just show
welcome.
them to the camera because everybody's saying. Yeah.
Wait, then I'll bring them up here and yeah.
That's really cool.
cool.
Oh, geez, they're two different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same but different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now you got to buy a second welder.
Darn it.
Well,
now
I
it
need
needs another
a
welder.
plasma cutter. You know.
Plasma, well, that's right. Yeah.
Plasma
yeah.
cutter or torch?
Plasma torch, plasma cutter, don't
I
matter.
got no lingo.
I'll tell you, you only got a 1500 Dodge Goat. I think you're going to need a 2500 series. You keep on buying welding stuff.
That's really cool. Thank you very much.
But it'll look good on your machine, eh?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? And of course, when you go to sell the machine, you leave sticky stuff. You're not going to leave that on. You leave sticky stuff on. Well, you get it out of this stuff,
True,
you know?
true. I got my welding jacket from Princess Auto yesterday.
Oh yeah, good.
Yeah, it's
It-
full parts.
it's what is it's like what kind of material is it?
Cottonish.
It's cottonish,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I use the one from Miller, really nice, eh? And you can also use just armies. Ever see armies?
No?
When you're welding with armies?
No.
Yeah. You guys have a little chat there. for
What's
a
an
second.
army?
Armies.
Armies. Yeah, you need something on, because otherwise you're gonna get burned up, I guess, welding.
So say for instance you're welding, and you don't want to put on a welding jacket, and you know you're welding here, you're afraid the slag is going to come over. Well, you can shove on these armies,
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Right?
I've seen those.
right?
That's a good idea too.
This is for the guy who can't afford, like myself, can't afford a full suit, right? You know,
Just a jacket.
you buy, you know, when people go buy vests, I buy just the arms, right? And that's sometimes what I'll use if I'm TIG welding,
Yeah.
you know. So, and of course, when you get into the TIG welding, that's what you'll end up with, right? But they're good, and this is fireproof as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nomex or whatever, isn't it? Nomex material?
I don't know. I don't know what it's made of. If I got it, it should be made of Kevlar.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, so that's what they are, right? And of course, you can see I've used them a lot, but I got another pair there that I use. But yeah, so
You buy in bulk anyhow.
well, I mean,
Yeah, that's right.
I'm like a friend of mine in Saskatchewan, and he buys. I told you this before. And when he buys something that's electronic and it's complicated, he'll always buy two. And I remember one case in particular. He bought an extra remote for his Honda GL 1800 Goldwing. And he sent it to me with this note. He said, you know, I was buying two, and you know, here's one for you. I had to buy one for my buddy, you know. And I said, well, you know, that's pretty nice, eh? And I opened up the instructions, and it was almost as thick as the book War and Peace. And it went down like step one, do this. Within 3 seconds, do this. Within 3 seconds, do this. And I'm thinking, I am going to literally have a nervous breakdown programming this bike. And at the end of it, it says, if you don't meet all these prerequisites, you may have to bring your bike to a dealer to get reprogrammed. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So, of course, now there's a thing called pride, too. Right? So I said, boy, you know, like, and I'm thinking, if this guy did it, well, I better be able to do it too, right? So when I came out one night after work, there wasn't a soul around. I said, man, I got to do this. And anyway, I got it on the second try. Worked perfect, right? So anyway, I emailed him. I said, Bill, got her done. He said, he emailed back. He said, that's good. Now I'll have the nerve to try it. He wants to see if I can do it first.
You were to test.
Yeah, so.
Sort of like the bed scene there. Luke tested out for us.
Yes, exactly.
All the dash cam, identical to yours. So
Dash cam,
I
oh,
knew
yeah.
You'd be able to iron out any bugs
Yeah.
that might.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Well, a buddy of
That's
mine,
smart.
said the other day, he tweeted me and he said, my battery tender is gone. I said, you got a battery tender or a maintainer? Well, he said, what's the difference? This battery tender is a brand name.
Yeah.
And he had some of the cheap ones like I was using there for a while, right? And I said, no, they're no good. We had to replace all of ours with that, with the proper battery tender. And anyway, so he tweets back, he said, holy smokes, they're $95 here now. They're gone up. See, the Canadian dollar has gone down so low, eh? So he said, man, I don't know. He said, if I can afford that. Well, I said, it's a Yamaha. Put the old one back. So anyway, he went off to Canadian Tire and he picked up a Canadian Tire brand one.
Yeah.
And of course, I guess over the course of the night, he was thinking, you know, well, it's not the battery tender, Paul. So anyway, he tweeted me yesterday morning. He said, I'm bringing that bugger back and I'm going to buy the battery tender. So I guess I got a certain amount of influence on his buying habits.
Well, sometimes if you have to replace it, well, the price of buying it twice, you could have
Exactly,
had one good
yeah.
one, right?
Because I'd always buy the junk stuff, and Paul would tell me it's an investment. You're protecting
Yeah.
your. Then I went to the battery tenders and battery tender plus. And you know what? Since I bought that battery tender plus for the RV batteries,
Yeah.
not a hitch.
Not a hitch, no.
None.
See, the problem is with battery tenders is if people say, well, you know, I got a 3-year warranty. If it gives out, well, okay, you get up you plug in your motor home and you leave it out all winter, right? So, I mean, it's cold. Hell, it's cold this morning.
Yeah.
So your battery tender gives up. Nobody checks on their battery tender every day.
Oh.
So your batteries freeze because your $100 battery tender gave up. I mean, what's batteries for your motorhome? Not cheap.
Oh.
So, you know, the thing is, if you're going to trust a battery tender, it's just as well to trust one, or a battery maintenance, it's just as well to trust one with a good reputation. And that battery tender plus has got a 10-year warranty.
Really?
So, they stand behind her. But anyway, we didn't start out to talk about. Can you play us a tune on this?
I don't know. You're doing a distillery or
Distillery, yeah, that's right.
Rum
Yeah.
runner.
So that's it.
Oh
Well-
yeah, yes, you're gonna have to wrap up because I gotta go on coffee break.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Coffee's getting cold. Okay, let's go to coffee break.
It's quitting time for me. I don't know about you.
Oh, I'm done. Go on.
Done? Good.
Got the mic on?
Yeah, the mic's on. You're
Anyway,
gonna continue doing that so you can try to bug me.
we replaced every brake line on it, wheel cylinders, and we managed to save the calipers. I'll tell you, that hydraulic flaring tool certainly got to work out today.
That sure did.
Man, oh man, what a pleasure to use that.
Yeah, isn't it?
We don't get into much of this stuff lately, but
No.
dirty old job, but it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Considering the guys from the local parts places were here today telling us how slow it is everywhere.
I know. It's incredible.
Yeah, so tomorrow I got to put the inner fender back in and a couple of skid pans, and she's bled out and all, and brakes are good and high, so I guess I have to do the chassis work then.
Chassis work tomorrow?
Yeah, customer was here, very happy what he saw.
Oh yeah, he was really
Really
pleased.
pleased, and I'm very happy because I see something on the bike ramp that I'm liking.
You do. You got 2 boxes over there.
Yeah,
And they are for, as you call it, the old truck.
the old truck. Yeah, somebody said, what do you call the tractor? I said, well, I call the tractor Coyote Killer only because it killed the sale of a Coyote we were going to buy.
Yep.
I certainly wouldn't mind buying a Coyote now, man. They're beautiful tractors.
Beautiful.
Then they said, well, what do you call the little tractor? I said, called the Little Killer. They said, well, what do you call the Mustang? I said, calls the Mustang Candy. They said, what do you call the Honda, the Goldwing? Holly, because it was signed to the factory. They said, well, what do you call the truck? I said, geez, man, it calls it a truck.
That's right.
It never ever got a name.
No, that's about the only one we haven't named.
Yeah. So that's it for today. Just a little video. We got Luke in on it.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a surprise for him.
Luke's the coffee dude.
Yeah, he's the coffee dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good, reliable coffee dude.
Oh, he's a good guy. Good guy. I got to say that because I know he's going to watch this. All right, folks. We'll see you tomorrow or the next day or the next day, whenever we get a chance. And you guys have a nice evening. It is 5:15.
Mm-hmm.
5 alive.
It's after 5 alive.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get going. So you guys take care. Have a great evening. God bless.